Hello, and welcome to The View on Who, a new show where I discuss the world of Doctor Who, things I like and things I hate about the show. This includes plot elements, behind-the-scenes casting, characters, or general fandom that surround the show. In this first episode, I'm going to be discussing the character of Rose Tyler, and why I went from liking her in Series 1 to hating her by the time she departed in Series 2. Disclaimer, this video contains spoilers for pretty much the first full series of Doctor Who and the 50th anniversary, but if you're watching this, then I assume you've seen all of the above. This isn't about Billie Piper or her performance as the character, but more about the way the character developed and changed from her first appearance to her final appearance. So, Rose. A character introduced in the first episode of the new series, she was the average London girl who meets the Doctor. He's now a lonely traveller, a survivor from a terrible war which wiped out his own people. Throughout this first series, we see the friendship between both of them form and then change them for the better. To be honest, I don't really have any problems with Rose during the first series, apart from the abandoning of Mickey, which ultimately makes him a better character anyway, so we're not going to focus on any of that. A really good point was made to me recently. When the Doctor changed, his new look would go on to resemble that of Captain Jack Harkness, a character Rose would see as boyfriend material. So the Doctor became the dashing hero instead of the scruffy northerner. And almost instantly, once Rose accepted the 10th Doctor in the Christmas invasion, there was almost a closer friendship blooming. Cue Series 2, and as we saw in the first couple episodes, they became instant best pals, which wasn't too bad, except for the getting Queen Victoria to say one is not amused thing in Tooth and Claw, which annoyed me, but it was bearable, until we got to School Reunion. Now this was probably the strongest story of Series 2, and would have been a whole lot better if it were not for Rose's constant jealousy over Sarah Jane, and the fact that she wasn't the only person to travel with the Doctor up to that point, which never really went away at the end. From that point on, I only ever saw Rose as someone who was infatuated over the Doctor for the rest of the series. I completely understand if you love someone, but she seemed, I don't know, clingy. By the time we got to the end of the series, Rose and the Doctor were inseparable. But after 13 episodes with the pair of them, I'd had enough of their dynamic. Which is pretty fitting because in the series finale Doomsday, she got trapped in a parallel universe never to see the Doctor ever again. So, I was glad that happened, as her final scenes are pretty good, and that now the Doctor can move on, and we're never going to see or hear from her ever again. Oh wait! Now we get the aftermath! It was clear that Martha was living in Rose's shadow, and it took her leaving the TARDIS for the Doctor to see how much of a dick he was to her. Series 3 is pretty good, if it was not for the fact that Martha clearly liked the Doctor, and he was focused on being alone as nobody could replace Rose. But by the time we got to Series 4, it finally began to look like the Doctor had moved on. That is why Series 4 is my favourite Tennant series. Donna brought out the side of the 10th Doctor I liked, but then that got partly ruined by Rose popping up throughout the series, and then it returning in full swing for the series finale kind of negated the whole trapped in a parallel universe, never to see each other again thing. Rose even ended up with her own Doctor, which I truly believe she didn't deserve. But at least Series 4 ended her story. But I think the damage was done to David Tennant's run as the Doctor, as he never really got over her until Matt Smith took over. I will admit, though, that the cameo in The End of Time and Billie Piper's appearance as the Moment in The Day of the Doctor were very well done, and I enjoyed it mainly because not only did the latter showcase Billie Piper's talent as an actress, but also wound up the hardcore Tennant and Rose fans. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, and tell me if I've missed anything out. If you like this video, please leave a like. I may do more because I quite enjoyed recording these, but I'll add some outtakes at the end. This time you haven't really got to see me sort of talking to a camera, and there's a bit more of me just trying to talk to a microphone, which is a bit weird. But so hopefully you enjoyed this, and hope Doctor Who fans like this video. Anyway, thanks for watching / listening. And I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye. More about the way she developed and changed her first... balls.